right, here we go. All right, live and direct. All right, real brief this morning. I know everybody's getting up, rocking and rolling, getting ready to go into the store. Might have been up since about 5:30, man. Got my workout on. Just got through with our Platinum Inner Circle coaching session this morning. Awesome. We went from 8 to 9. You know, people was really charged up, ready to get in and go. But one of the questions that I was asked about is, what do you say? How do you handle the price objection? For some reason, the price objection still seems to be something that's stomping a lot of people. So let's talk about it real briefly. As far as the price objection, we know that is one objection that's going to come up. If you deal with 10 customers, you should be prepared to deal with the price objection 10 times. Now, is price the end all be all to any sale? No. Yet most salespeople believe it is. They believe every customer wants the cheapest price. But I want you to think about something. If you had some family members that was coming to visit you and stay for a week, and it was 7 of them, and they were staying at your house with you and your family, and you had $300 to go grocery shopping with, would you go to Walmart and would you buy as much, look for the cheapest stuff you can find to fill up that refrigerator and those cabinets? Most people would say, yeah. But if you ask a person, are you really going looking for the cheapest, or are you looking for the least expensive best option? What you'll find is people will say, no, they're not really looking for cheap. They're looking for the least expensive best option. So let's talk about the price objection. Number one, the main reason why price comes up at the end like it does, many people think it's because the customer can't afford it. No, what it is they don't believe that the product that's being presented is worth what's being asked for it. You have to realize that whenever someone objects to price, they're saying to that sales professional or sales consultant, I don't believe this product is worth what you're asking for. Hey, folks, and if y'all in the room, hey, I really would appreciate you, and you'd be awesome if you hit that like button for me. So when a customer comes in, if it's a $32,000 product and the customer wants it for $29,000, you know what that means? People say, oh, that makes them smart. No, that means that the salesperson that they dealt with did a piss poor presentation and they don't feel like it's worth $32,000. That's how you can have some customers that'll come in, 2 people looking at the same exact product. One person will sign at first pencil. The next person, they'll beat you down, and the dealership ends up taking a loss. Why? It's because the person who came out and presented a $32,000 vehicle and the customer signed the first pencil, they did a $42,000 presentation where the guests felt like they were getting a really good deal, a steal. And the person who presented it and the customer wanted for $29,000, guess what? They did a $22,000 presentation on a $32,000 product, and the customer doesn't feel like it's worth that. Okay, so whenever there's a price objection, you have to always go into your mind and say, somewhere I missed the mark. Somewhere something didn't connect. You might say, Brian, I do everything right. The easiest way to move forward and to move ahead is by taking personal responsibility. And if y'all would hit that like button for me, that's the only thing I'm asking for. So how do we overcome that price objection knowing that it's going to jump up in front of us? Number one, if you're waiting to the end of your process or after you present numbers to overcome their objection, that's where you're making a mistake. Because if you wait to the end, they hit you with a price objection. Now you're on the defense, you're backpedaling. And whenever a salesperson is backpedaling on the defense, you're off balance and it's easy to be knocked off your square, okay? But when we bring up an objection and we handle it early, guess what? We control it and we own it. So here's what I mean. So you're going through your qualifying process with your customer, and there should be at some point where most people do this silly question and say, what type of payment are you looking for? Which is insane. Since when has any customer ever gave an actual payment that makes sense on a vehicle they're looking for? Nobody. They all are going to lowball it. And when you ask them that question and you leave it up to them to tell you what type of payment they want, now it's going to be stuck in their head. And it's almost like, why would you ask me what I wanted if you couldn't give it to me? Okay, so the way that you can handle the price objection, excuse my camera, the way that you can handle the price objection at the end is by handling it early. So when you're going through the qualifying, one thing that I train people to do, and if you like this, use it. If not, take it and throw it away, or just take the wording and modify it for yourself. So when you get into that point and you're going to ask about monthly budget, what you want to do is let them know, hey, listen, folks, I just want to let you guys know, most of my other customers that drive this same exact vehicle, they all told me that when they initially came in, they had a specific monthly payment amount that they wanted to stay around. But when they ended up driving home, they ended up spending a little bit extra because the vehicle bought them far more in real value than they ever expected. So what type of monthly budget are you hoping to stay around? And if you notice, I flipped it to monthly budget. You know why? Because if you pay insurance and you have a car payment, we all know what that's called. That's budgeting. And the reason why we use budget over the word payment has such a negative connotation to it, and it triggers negative things in the person's mind. So as opposed to using payment, I use budget, okay? And so now the person says, well, I want to, hoping to stay around 500. Awesome. Up to what? And you look at that paper with the pen down. Now, the reason why you say up to what is because that is not a common question asked of most people. They're not programmed to give you a response. What's up, Helwig? They're not programmed to give you a response except for the right one. So when you say up to, okay, up to what? Or up to, a person's mind will start racing, and they might have said 500, you said up to, and they say 550. Guess what? That extra $50 a month is huge. But it sounds a lot more professional saying, and if you found something you really like, how much extra money could you come up with? Nothing. And so when they say 500, okay, awesome, up to what? All right, now pay attention to what I said. I let them know, hey, listen, other people who have the same exact vehicle like you told me, initially they had a specific payment in mind, but when they drove home, they ended up spending a little bit extra because the vehicle bought them far more in real value than they ever expected. So what type of monthly budget are you hoping to stay around? Notice the word hoping and stay around, not what you want. And whatever number they say, if they give you a range, if they say from 450 up to 550, it makes no sense to say up to what. But if they give you a flat number, 500, okay, awesome, up to what? Okay, 750, okay, awesome, up to what? The same thing with the initial investment. And as far as the initial investment, what type of initial investment are you hoping to stay around? Around $1,500. Okay, great, up to what? Okay, now, here's why it's critical. Hey, thank you, Helwig. I appreciate you for using them, man. Thank you. Here's why that's so critical to tell that story about how other people who drove the same vehicle had a specific monthly payment in mind. But when they drove home, they had to spend a little bit extra because it bought them far more in value than what they ever could expect it. Because let's fast forward into the process. Now we've gone through, we did the demo drive, we're back, we're presenting numbers. They look at that monthly payment and they say, oh my God, that price is too high. And you know what you tell them? You know what, folks, I totally get it. As a matter of fact, y'all remember earlier when I shared with you how other customers of mine who drive the same exact vehicle told me that they too had a specific monthly budget in mind that they was hoping to stay around. But when they drove home, they had to spend a little bit extra because it bought them far more in real value. If you can see how you can get as much, if not more, in real value, like my other customers, are you at least willing to let me share it with you? Now look at what we just did, okay? They objected to the price. And instead of just steamrolling them and saying, hey, well, what's wrong with the price? Why can't you afford this? Yada, yada, and making it confrontational. We went back to the story that I told earlier, which is how others, remember something, as human beings, when we know that other people have been through a situation or something similar to us, we're a lot more likely to pay attention to it and follow the advice, okay? So that's why I say, listen, remember I told you how other people who drive the same exact vehicle, so now I'm relating, drive the same exact vehicle, had a specific monthly budget that they were hoping to stay around, but when they drove home, they ended up spending a little bit extra, and that's because the vehicle bought them far more in value than they ever expected. If you can see how you can get as much, if not more, in real value from this vehicle, like my other customers, are you at least willing to let me share it with you? So now what we've just done by us going back, bringing back up the story that we told earlier, and then getting their permission, transparency. Now, when we go into educating them on why the price is what it is, they're a lot more open and receptive. As a matter of fact, they gave us permission. And at this time, this is where you really can act like a pro. What you do is you take that worksheet and you flip it over and say, now, folks, we all know what the vehicle looks like and what it feels like. And we've covered some of what goes, what comes with it. But let me go a little bit more in detail and explain to you exactly what type of value you're going to get. With this particular vehicle, it also comes with a 3-year, 36,000-mile basic limited warranty. Now, here's what that means for you. That means that if you have any issues, with the exception of the tires, that means if the windows stop working, the radio goes crazy, the power doors, the power seats, anything goes crazy, you call me, you text me, you email me, I'm gonna get that vehicle brought in here and we're gonna get it taken care of for you. And as a matter of fact, for the next 12 months, if your brakes feel a little funny and don't feel like they're stopping on point, we got your brakes covered for the next 1 year or 12,000 miles. You have an issue with your brakes, don't hesitate. You call me, you text me, you email me, I'll get the vehicle brought in here, we'll get it taken care of. Also, your windshield wipers for the next year or 12,000 miles. I'm gonna take care of your windshield wipers, and they should be swapped out every 7 or 8 months or so. I tell you what, I'll set a reminder, 8 months, you come on in here, I'll go out there and I'll swap the windshield wipers out for you myself. But you also get a 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty. Now, you may know what that covers, but here, let me educate you on it. It covers your engine. And when I say the engine, that's the blocks, the heads, the gasket, the seals, all the internal lubricated parts, okay? That means that if you're driving and your engine seems like it's acting funny, you having some issues, don't hesitate. You call me, you text me, you email me. I'm gonna get that vehicle brought in here and we're gonna get that engine taken care of. And you know just how expensive it could be if you had to come out of pocket to get your engine repaired or replaced. Luckily for you, you're protected for the next 5 years of 60,000 miles. But also the transmission, and that's the axle, the assembly, all the internal lubricated parts of the transmission. So if your gears are acting funny while you're cycling through, don't hesitate on that. You call me, you text me, you email me, I'm gonna get that vehicle brought in here and we're gonna get that transmission taken care of for you. And you can keep those repair costs in your pocket where it should be because I've got you protected. Okay, so what you do is when you flip that sheet of paper over, you're going over the coverages that come with the vehicle, nothing extra that come with it. If it's 1 year free Sirius radio, write it. If it's 4 free oil changes, write it out. If it's 24-hour roadside assistance, write it out. You know, if it's corrosion warranty, write it out. If there's paint protection, you write it out. By the time you get done, your sheet should have a list of things on it written fairly big on the back of that worksheet. So now when you flip it back over and say, okay, folks, so, you know, you're not just getting the vehicle, but you get all of this with it. And in order for me to get the detail department to get your vehicle shine, prime, buff, and ready to go so you guys can start enjoying it right away, all I need is your okay. Okay, so in order for you to be able to, oh, y'all got a free lifetime warranty. Oh my God, I would hold that back and hold that so strong. But so the kicker is this: in order for you to offset the price objection, you have to handle it early. And the thing about it is stories. If I ask you, Little Bo Peep did what? You'll say lost the sheep. If I say Humpty Dumpty did what? You'll say sat on the wall. If I say where was Little Red Riding Hood going to? You'll say grandma's house. But guess what? You haven't heard or read these stories in years, but yet you remember them. So always know this: when you're talking with people, use stories if you want them to remember something. We remember stories. Also, if you're trying to build humor or be funny with your guests, some people are horrible at telling jokes. You ever been around somebody that threw a joke out there and the joke sucked and it was like that uncomfortable, awkward silence for a while? Well, when you do that in a sales situation, that's sales suicide. But if you tell a story and the joke is in the story, guess what? If it ain't funny, it just seems like you were just telling a story. If it is funny, you seem extremely intelligent. So, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'll take you to work, son. I'll get you. So, you know, you make sure that you just, you know, keeping that together. But you have to handle the objection early rather than waiting for it to be overcame. Do you have a ride coming? Okay. All right. I'll talk to you later. Love you. You want to make sure that you handle it early. That's my youngest son. So proud of him. But you want to make sure you handle it early. So that way, later on, when it does come up, you can reflect back to the story you told earlier, how other people, it's called feel, felt, found. I understand how you feel. Other people have felt the same way, but when they found out, they were. So, you know, hey, listen, price is too high. I totally get it. I understand how you feel. As a matter of fact, remember when I told you about how other customers of mine that drive the same exact vehicle as you, you know, they felt the exact same way. They had a monthly budget in mind. They wanted to stay around. But when they drove home, they ended up spending a little bit extra because the vehicle bought them far more in value than they ever expected. You know, well, if you could see how you could get as much, if not more, in real value as my other customers, are you at least willing to let me share it with you? And once they say yes, they're a lot more open, they're a lot more receptive, and we're not steamrolling. So in order to overcome the price objection, you have to handle it early, okay? Handle it early. And really, there's only price objection. I want to think about it. I want to shop around. I want to talk to my spouse, and the price is too high. That's all there is. Those 5. And if you've been looking for a way to handle those 5, guess what? I don't know if y'all saw it, man. The internet is just really, it's overwhelming when you're a presence on the internet, especially when you do specials. I'm not sure if y'all saw it, but you know, I have my $1,000 online automotive sales training program that I had already reduced from a $997 for a limited time to $65. Well, yesterday I threw the special out for $47 till midnight. And the freaking internet went crazy. And even though I said I was stopping at midnight, I still had people messaging me this morning, last night, saying, please, can you extend another day? I get paid this day. I get paid that day. So here's what I've done. I've extended it until midnight tonight because it's going back up to $127 after tonight. The original price is $997. I'm still going to be offering it discounted, but it's going up to $127. But today until midnight, I do have it available for just $47. And you get the full $1,000 program. We just had one of our coaching sessions this morning. So you get the 3.5 hours of how to dominate at the dealership, the audio and the video, and the sales training manual. So it takes you through every single step of the process, not just what the step is, but the psychology behind it. Not just what the questions are, but why you asking them. No more will you ever be stumped. You can download it straight to your phone. You got the digital sales training manual on your phone. You can listen to the audios on your Bluetooth. You can listen to them in your car. You can listen to them at your freaking desk. That's why you at the dealership, while you waiting on the next customer, while you doing whatever. You also, if you act today, $47, I'm going to throw in how to drive Facebook leads. Now, what that does, that teaches you how to do what it is that I do. The same way that you're on here watching me right now, or people, thousands of people watch me. I get a couple 100,000 views on my channel every month. You know, the same things that I use, I'm going to share with you. There's over 3 hours of how to take people that are interested in your product or service and drive them to your social media page, or to call you or meet you at your dealership. And there are people that have downloaded one audio part of that, listened to it, and literally set 3 appointments. There's somebody who listened to the James Stillwell last week, listened to the Dominated the Dealership, the first CD. Next customer he dealt with, he made $3,000 on that deal. So it happens. But you also get the YouTube training, okay? It teaches you how to create your channel, how to leverage YouTube and become the product specialist for your brand on YouTube for $0. You also get the 100 success tips, which is something that I live by, which are the success tips by some of the most successful people in this business and in the world. And this is something you can listen to with your children, with your spouse, by yourself. When you're feeling down, when you're feeling stressed out, when you need that pick me up, you can put this on while you brush your teeth, you're getting ready to go, and you feel like a beast as you're walking out the door. Whether you're male or female, you come out like a champion, okay? But you also get access to the weekly live coaching sessions with myself. And it's just not me blabbing. You tell me what it is that you want to work on at your dealership. When we get together on that coaching call, guess what? We take it all, mesh it together, and we make it work, and we make it happen for you, okay? That's included also. But also on top of that, I throw in a special one. I'm giving you 1 hour of live training video for you to be able to watch on your computer, where it's like you're in the class with us. That's also included in it. So for $47, and folks, that's less than $2 a day. So imagine if somebody told you, I'm gonna teach you how to make $100,000 a year for the rest of your life. And all you have to do for 1 month, give me $2.05 a day. $2.05, less than the price for a Red Bull, less than the price for a cup of coffee at Starbucks, okay? $2.05 a day. And I'll teach you how to make $100,000 a year, not just this year, but for the rest of your life. Would you do it? Well, guess what? Your one-time investment of $47 will bring you a lifetime of information, okay? And guess what? I'm so confident in it, is that if you get it, you use it for a month or 2 months, you don't feel like it worked for you, I'll give you your money back. Because I'm blessed and fortunate enough to travel around the country and work with these dealer groups. But in order for me to continue to make this industry better, I have to continue to train and educate and help other people be able to eat and do it the right way. Okay, so the reason why there's even a $47 investment rather than me just giving it away, as you guys see, I share tons of information anyway, tons of information for free. The reason why I do this is because I dedicate my time every week to working with my people in the Platinum Inner Circle. So if I'm gonna take time out of my day, which is worth thousands of dollars an hour, I at least wanna make sure I got somebody that has some skin in the game, and they gonna do what they gotta do to be on those calls and be at that session with me. Because if I just gave it away for free, the person wouldn't value it. It's kind of like if somebody gave you a car, you don't value it. But when you go and get it and you're making a note on it yourself, you take better care of it. Or when you was at your mother and father's house, your room might have been sloppy, but when you got your own place, man, you want your shit clean. And so the only reason why that skin in the game request is there is to make sure I'm dealing with motivated and driven people. And if that's you, click that link in the description. We're talking about $47. And you can download it, have access to it immediately today, and use it at your store today to make you money. Do you know something? Do you realize you sell one vehicle from one of the tips inside this program that it paid for? Even if it was a mini deal, it paid for itself 3 times over. So the thing that amazes me as a person is, man, I don't really know if I have the money. I'll just keep coming into my dealership struggling every month. When you could drop $47, you hear me, you see me at these dealerships all over the country. So you know it's real. These folks don't pay me the money. These folks wouldn't pay me what they pay me if the stuff that I'm teaching and training didn't work. And you see, I work with most of the major dealer groups around the US. So you get access to information that is changing businesses, making them more successful, taking people that are 19 years old and they're making $65,000 a year, taking folks that are in their partial retirement that were living off Social Security and now they're pulling in $4,000 or $5,000 a month. So one $47 investment, you get access to a $1,000 program that, you know, if you've been following the stuff I say, flat out works. And if you think this YouTube video thing is some, wait till you dig into that program. Dean, Deshaun Ross, use your tactics every day. I'm getting your program. Thanks. Hey, man, he hit 25 last month. That's what's up. Congratulations, Deshaun. That's what's up, man. Hector, what's up, brother? Oh, let me put it in here for y'all. Click right there. There you go. I apologize. There's the link for you to go ahead, and it's in the description of the video. So take advantage of it. It's only 47 bucks. And what'll happen is once you go ahead and do it, I'm personally going to send you an email right after you go through and you do your order. You'll get an email from me, and the email is going to have the product. You'll be redirected to the product page where you can download it. But I'm going to send you another email with the links in it also. And it's also going to give you the schedule for our next coaching session, which will be next Saturday. Okay. So you go ahead and you get started today. You'll join us. You'll be a part of you and I working on the coaching session. But most importantly, you'll have access to the programs immediately. And what I recommend is you start off with Dominate at the Dealership. Okay. Because that is where you are and that's what you do. And once you get done with that audio series, it's a 5-part audio series. Most people say, good God, dude, I had no idea that selling could be this easy. Nobody had just ever taught me. And so if you've been at your dealerships and you've been hemming and hawing and having inconsistencies, why? You can invest $47 right now. And it don't matter if your sales managers trained you. It doesn't matter if they believed in you or not. You have the information that's yours for life. And do you realize something? Selling is an art. It's a real science. And that's something that just happens by mistake. And when you are a sales professional, you will stay gainfully employed the rest of your life. My last year at the dealership, I grossed over $142,000 before, people started saying, hey, come and teach my person how to do what you do, how to do what you've done, how to sell like you sell. And now guess what? Almost 10 years later, it's grown into one of the most effective sales training companies in the country. In the automotive industry, I have become that person that's well known as really producing winners. And that's why these folks continue to reach out. And I'm so thankful for it. And so if I'm not at your dealership or have not been to your dealership yet, guess what? You can have me at your dealership by just clicking that link, downloading, and getting started. Every week you and I rock out together. You have access to the information. And more than that, you can shoot me a text or an email anytime you feel like it. And if I'm not training, I will do everything I can to help you. Okay. So just make sure I average 10 cars normally and I can't seem to move past. You know what, Jose? In order to move past 10, all you have to do is either double up on what it is you were doing to get to 10 or improvise on something that you already have been doing that will help some of those people that may have walked out and not buy become clients and have stayed. So that's something you and I can actually work on. Hopefully you click that link in the description, because if you're around 10, you're right there, brother. Like you're literally right there. You're right on the cusp. If you're averaging 4 or 5, we have a lot more work to do. But if you're averaging 10, I can definitely help you get to 15 and 20 if that's your objective. But it's going to require us rocking together. That's the only way. Because, I could jump on to YouTube, but there's no way I can make it specific for Jose on the World Wide Web. So click that link in the description, Jose. And once I get the notification, I'll shoot you a message and you and I'll get to it and do it, brother. Justin, the training is great. I appreciate that. Folks, if you haven't, tap the chat log, hit the live chat. And as you can see, these are real people in here that actually have invested in the program, that are using the tips, using the steps, and they are literally becoming the top producers at their dealership. So if you know you're at your store and you're wondering what you got to do to get more, click that link in the description. Go over and treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. And make it happen. You deserve it. Your family deserves it. Okay? So I got the link over in the chat log. Number one, I'll post it again. And also the link is in the description of this video. So all you have to do is, you'll see the description area. There's a little arrow in the, like right beneath the video. You have to look for a little grayed out arrow. If you're looking at the video on your phone, the arrow is down in the description area over to the right. Click that and expand it, and it'll open up, and you'll see like a paragraph talking about the description of the video. you'll see a link to the actual programs, and then you'll see a lot of hashtags. You want to click that link in there, go on over. It's through PayPal, so it's extremely trustworthy. You go through there, PayPal will immediately redirect you to the downloads page. After that happens, within about 20 or 30 minutes, especially since today being a Saturday and the painters are here, I'm available. You're going to get an email from me. And that email from me will have just, hey, me just reaching out to you, seeing what's going on. I'll give you access to be able to set it up and register for our next session. And on top of that, man, you can get to rocking and rolling. And you and I be able to put some hustle behind this muscle. But in order to overcome the price objection, just getting back to the main thing, you want to handle it early, okay? You want to handle it during your qualifying process where you just tell a story about how most of your other customers who drive the same exact vehicle told you that they had a specific payment amount when they came in mind when they came in. But when they drove home, they ended up spending a little bit extra because the vehicle bought them far more in real value than they ever expected. So what type of monthly budget are you hoping to stay around? Okay, always remember, it's hoping to stay around. Never what type of payment do you want. All right, man, I need to shave up. Excuse me, folks. Like I said, Saturday off the road, I need to get clean before I go anywhere today. But make sure though, click that link in the description, go on over, check out the programs, get started. It's the ultimate automotive online sales training program. By far, facts, the most effective automotive sales training program online, producing the most five-figure, $10,000 a month earners than any other sales training program on the internet now. And I'm saying it out loud because it is fact. And I don't care if you're talking about a Grant Cardone or Joe Verdi, literally, with the help of all of y'all, we are kicking their ass. And these guys have evolved. And Grant Cardone does hedge funds. Joe Verdi's still using the same sales processes and practices from 20 years ago. The game has changed. This is the millennium era. And so those who can't roll with it, get rolled over. And that's just the way we coming. So join me on this journey. Click that link in the description. Go on over, get started. I'll get you your information. You'll be able to download everything immediately. And from that, man, we're going to watch and help you take your career to the next level. But other than that, does anybody have any questions or anything for me before I get out of here? I need to go get myself shaved up. Like I said, I got painters here at the house right now, so I got a little bit of time, but get myself clean. Y'all, please forgive me. I'm typically a lot cleaner than this. But any questions or anything? All right, folks. Well, other than that, man, I hope y'all have an awesome day. And when I say I love you, I'm not just throwing that shit out there just to say it. I love the fact that you embrace the career of sales. I love the fact that you're willing to step into the land of the unknown, to put yourself in a better position. But that's just part of the process, y'all. It don't stop. You have to be willing to do what others aren't willing to do, to have and enjoy the things and go to places that others aren't able or aren't willing to go, or aren't capable of going. The reason why I live the lifestyle that other people wish they did is because I do and have done things that other people didn't do. I was willing to invest in myself. I was willing to read. I was willing to train. I was willing to learn. And now, like I said, I make more money in a week than some people make in 2-3 months working. And that didn't come by mistake. And it didn't happen because I'm handsome. It happened because I took the same information I'm sharing with you, and I learned it. I processed it. I developed it. I grew with it. And I started earning more money than my entire family, my father, my mother, my brother, my sister, and everybody combined. And this is from the college dropout, the former college basketball player who dropped out going into his senior year, who bounced around, who was evicted out of his place back in 2002. Who would have thought that I'd be a best-selling author of 3 books, travel all around the country, and get a chance to engage and interact and enlighten the hearts and minds of awesome people like you? So join me on this journey. Click that link in the description. Go on over. And if that $47 will make it a little bit tight for you, damn it, bring lunch for a week. But guess what? For the rest of your life, you got it. They say if you catch a fish for a person, they'll eat for a day. But if you teach them to fish, they'll eat for life. I want to teach you how to fish. Some of you are going to move into the position to where you're doing what I'm doing. You're traveling all around the country. You're training, you're educating other people, and I can help you do that too. But you have to get started. The only way I can help you is if you help yourself. So click that link in the description, go on over, get started. Let's work together. And let's do what we have to do to put you, your life, and your career in the zone and the realm of where you want it to be. All right. So if you're in here, man, hit that like button for me before you go. Even if you opt not to check out the program, that's fine. At least hit the like button. Okay, if it's not your cup of tea, at least hit the like button. But my phone is already getting notifications, so I know we've already had a number of people who have gone over and got started. Congratulations to you. I look forward to rocking and rolling with you. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have quite a few more. So that's awesome, folks. I'm Brian Maxwell. Again, I look forward to seeing you at the dealership. But click that link in the description, go on over and get started. I assure you, it'll be worth it to you. And if it's not, guess what? I'll give you your money back. That's my commitment to you. All right, y'all. So have an awesome day. Rock out, and I'll see you next time.